All right, let's talk a little bit about the increases from Auerbach and Gusson Insurance and Financial Services. Our expert, Craig Gusson. Nice to have you here.
Good to see you.
All right, so as this continues to devolve and develop and crash and burn in Washington, D.C., we're all left with the questions of, well, how does this affect me and what can I do to protect myself and my family?
I've been thinking a lot about that since Covered California came out a couple of days ago. The first thing you want to do as a consumer is be proactive. Reach out to your doctor's office and say, okay, the plan I'm on today, will you still be taking it next year? And by the way, if I have Blue Cross who's leaving, what else do you take? So if you get an idea of what other plans you can take, then you can reach out to your health insurance agent and say, okay, these are plans my doctor's taking. What can I do to save money? Because as you and I were talking a couple minutes ago, they're talking about 11.2% rate increase in San Diego County.
Yeah.
But in past years, they've always based those numbers on an age of 25 or 35, an average person. This year they didn't.
Why?
I don't know, but that pretty much tells me that I think the numbers are going to be a lot higher. And that's my concern. And
wow.
So I look at that, and I've been looking at the projected rate increases, and none of it makes sense to me. And also, the longer they expect rates to come out to the consumer, because no one has rates right now. We just hear projections from Covered California. The insurance companies are bringing out rates. They're projecting rates beginning of October. I'm guessing later in October. Maybe even as you drive home to pick up your kids for Halloween, you may open up your mail and there may be your new rates. That's how late in the month it may be because of what's going on in the White House. Will they be giving a subsidy? Won't they be giving a subsidy? A lot of different things going on. But the longer we have to wait to get rates, the bigger concern I have that the rates are going to be a lot higher in most cases, especially in the Silver plan, because that's the one that's really affected by the subsidies. Mm-hmm. And if President Trump decides to get rid of subsidies, you're going to see those rates go up another 12.4%.
So they go up so that the system doesn't collapse? Is that it?
Yes. Well, you got to pay for it. Right now, if you're getting a subsidy from Covered California, as Sasha Fu just mentioned, then what ends up happening is that even though you're getting a big rate increase, your subsidy went up to offset the difference. So a lot of people aren't going to see the hit as much, but none of this makes sense to me. It's going to be a wait and see.
If it doesn't make sense to you, imagine the average consumer.
It's really scary, but I think the only thing the average consumer can do right now is just find out from their doctor what plans they're going to be taking next year and start planning. Because again, you can't even change your plan to go into effect until January 1st. Mm-hmm. Between November 1st and December 15th is open enrollment. That's the only time you'll be able to change your plan for 2018. And this is only individual. We're not talking about the group market at all.
Right.
So, and another important thing, if you have Blue Cross under an employer, this has nothing to do with that. It only has to do with individual coverage. So that's a thing to look at. If you have Blue Cross right now, don't freak out. Just talk to your doctor. Ask them which plans they're taking. Work with your health insurance agents. The San Diego Association of Health Underwriters has a lot of great agents all over the county, and they can help you find a plan. But I think the most important is do your education, do some planning. Unfortunately, the consumers will spend more time planning a vacation than they will looking at their health insurance. And I think it's important that they do this. And if they plan it ahead of time, then we can start looking at, okay, what plans does your doctor take? Here's what we can change you to. And I think if we do that, we're going to see a lot of people not have those big rate increases. Because understand, if you have a Scripps network doctor, you can currently see Blue Shield and HealthNet. They have PPOs, HMOs. For Sharp has a great plan, which is the same as Blue Cross. The concern I'm having is UCSD. That was a big Blue Cross provider. We're going to have to wait and see what other plans the UCSD doctors take. So if you're in the UCSD system, ask your doctor. Kaiser's Kaiser. So it's a wait and see. I've looked at the numbers. None of it really makes sense with the rate increases, but I think it's going to be a wait and see on what really happens. But unfortunately, I hate giving bad news, but I expect to see a higher number on average than what they're really projecting.
So, given all of this, it seems to me that this is a really important time to point out something you always say, and that is to get the help of a professional.
Yes. Don't
try to tackle this on your own because you're bound to make mistakes, and it could hurt you in the end. So, Craig
exactly,
Gusson,
and we have time. You know, we got 4 months before. Right. We got to really worry about this, but if you do it now, you can plan ahead of time, we can solve this.
Good advice, Craig. Thanks very much for being here with us, and we'll continue to follow the story.
Yes.